Hey guys, welcome to or back to my channel. I'm Vanessa Canby and today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with anxiety. So the number one thing that helped me to overcome anxiety, and I wouldn't say I'm completely over it yet, but what really broke the cycle for me was Reiki. And Reiki is an energy healing that somebody basically stands over you and unblocks energy within your body. And she also told me like the energy blockages that she could feel in my body, and that really helped me to realize what I needed to focus on to be able to overcome the anxiety. What I would say is some people might not believe in this sort of healing, but I just thought it was worth a try, and I had like no expectations, and then I realized that actually this was absolutely amazing, and I felt so relaxed afterwards. For about a week I felt more relaxed than I'd felt in years, which is actually insane. So number two I would say is exposure therapy, and that is basically letting yourself experience fear in small doses. So for me, I had extreme anxiety about going into shops, so going food shopping. And so what I did is like step by step, I would start going into really small shops on my own, and then I would build up. Sometimes I wouldn't even make it to do the food shop. I would just go in the shop to let my body experience basically fear in small steps and build up to the main event, which was actually doing a food shop. That really helped me. I also had anxiety about driving, so I would drive with my husband in the car to start off with. I would drive short distances, and then eventually I would build up to driving longer distances with somebody and then without somebody, and that really helped me. Number three, I went to CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's very different to anything I'd ever done before, and I'd never had any sort of therapy before. So it was quite a weird situation telling somebody that I didn't know all this stuff that had happened to me and like the way I'd been feeling. But it was very emotional, but it did help in the long run. She helped tell me ways that I could cope with certain situations and cope with the anxiety if I felt it coming on at any point. So that brings me on to number four, which is breathing. So the main thing that I took from the CBT was how important breathing is. So what I learned is that when you get anxious, you're not breathing properly because your body's like tense and really anxious. So you're not getting enough oxygen into your body, and that can cause certain things. Different people experience anxiety differently, but if you're not getting enough oxygen in your body, basically it's not functioning properly. So you need to be breathing properly, deeply and slowly. So what I learned was when I felt like I was starting to get anxious, I would stop and take a minute and and breathe in like for 5 and breathe out for 10. So always breathing out longer than I was breathing in. And the more you do that, and if you focus solely on your breath, it takes away the anxiety, because you basically can't be anxious if you're focusing on your breath. Number 5 is to change your mindset. So I had a lot of thoughts coming into my head that were just taking over my life. Like I would think of something and it would just spiral and spiral and spiral. So I realized I had to change my mindset. I had to really be conscious of my thoughts, and when a negative thought came into my head, I would think of like a red light, and I would try and stop that train of thought and stop it from spiraling out of control and getting to a like basically panic attack. So that really helped for me. I started listening to like motivational speakers and positive thinking sort of YouTube videos to get me into the mindset. Abraham Lincoln said, "You're as happy as you think you are." So basically, think happy, be happy. Another really helpful thing for anxiety is meditation. So if you meditate, that gives your brain space and it can be relaxing. It takes a long time to actually be able to get to a point of a meaningful, deep meditation, but practice makes perfect. and it does give your brain space to breathe. If you can't do it just on your own, you could try an app like Headspace. Make time for yourself. So I actually think this is actually one of the most important ones, because I was doing everything for like my kids and I just like didn't give myself any time. So that created anxiety and I wasn't getting enough sleep. So like, you know, just self-care basically. Make sure that you give yourself space and time. I went to this thing called the Women's Circle. I'm sure they're all over the world. I've seen there's some in America, Australia. I've seen them all over actually. And it's a group of women who get together. You share freely and openly in a very safe space, and it really helps because you realize that there's a lot of people going through a lot of similar things that you might be going through, and other women also share ideas and might be able to help you in a way that you didn't know. I actually met somebody at the Women's Circle who was also going through anxiety, and we managed to have a conversation, and it just helps to know that there's other people out there that actually care. And it was amazing. If you're in Edinburgh, then let me know and I'll give you the recommendation of the people that I do it with. Another one is you are what you eat. So basically, if you're eating terribly, then the chances are that it's not going to help your mental health. So eating like a clean diet, free from like, you know, all the things you can imagine, sugar, fat, and that sort of thing, will help your mental health. Something that I still need to take a grasp of, but yeah, I'll get there. Exercising, another one just for your health in general and your mental health. I started going on dog walks with my dog without my phone, and I felt like that helped, because if I've got my phone I end up like looking at it all the time, and it just made me like be at one with nature, which really helped. That actually brings me on to the last tip that I'm going to give you guys, which is to take a social media break, because when you're always looking on Instagram it can be very depressing basically, and also make you anxious because you're seeing all these people, you're thinking they've got a perfect life, and when in reality they probably don't. You know, like nobody's got a perfect life, but it's hard to detach that from what you're looking at on your phone. So taking a break from social media should help in a way, if that, depending on what your anxiety is around, of course. So I hope they helped you, and I hope that your anxiety gets better, and it is possible to get over anxiety. So don't think that this is with you forever. I mean, you might have it in small sort of doses throughout your life, but it's not going to be as bad as potentially it has been. Like for me, it was like debilitating, whereas now I can really manage it and I can feel when I'm becoming anxious, so I can stop it becoming a really big deal and taking over my life. Thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe and like this video. I would really appreciate it. Bye.